And you know, there is also another lie that is not being said. You know, you hear people say that, oh, Musalia Mudavadi is number 3, you know, in terms of pecking orders. It's a lie. The president is number 1, deputy president, and then the Speaker of the National Assembly. Those are the pecking orders in our constitution. So now we are creating this monster, this mongrel called Prime Cabinet Secretary, and we are not personalizing this. We're just saying, listen, why don't we follow our constitution? You know, this is what the constitution. Say, for example, we don't need to create those functions are actually sort of a reward to an individual. But if you look at the constitution very clearly, the duties of the powers of the president and that of the deputy president, it is exactly what they are describing Musalia Mudavadi as. Right. Rigathi Gachagua is actually the principal assistant to the president. You know, and some of these things can be done administratively. You don't have to try and now justify a position constitutionally. That is a violation. It goes against the spirit of the constitution. It goes against the will of the people of Kenya. Because that's what the people of Kenya wanted, that we want a constitution where A, B, C, D happens. But today, the political talks at Bomas, and what they are trying to do is to try and, you know, justify with this memoranda. And by the court of law, I mean, our judiciary has since made a determinate decision that if you're talking about public participation, public participation must be meaningful. Those are the words used by the judiciary in many of the decisions. It must be meaningful, meaning really there has to be some substance as to whether actually you have consulted the public. Not this ceremonial thing, or send a memoranda and that. That isn't. If we truly wanted to see Kenyans debate, I have argued in many other fora that we can even borrow from a country like South Sudan. South Sudan, after the 2016 war, went into what they call the national dialogue, you know, and they went around the country actually asking South Sudanese, what exactly do you actually want going forward? And that was a very robust decision, conversation in South Sudan. So today, you know, KK administration is actually taking itself back to 2022. Instead of actually administering and governing this country, they are allowing themselves, and you can also see from the opposition side, they are also failing, because what motion today can you actually say has been brought on the floor of parliament by the opposition? What motion? You know, you don't see any motion, you don't see any debates happening in parliament. Yet that is the forum within which actually they should be able to debate matters national. Instead, what we are seeing, we are being treated as sideshows. When Professor Tom Ojenda, Karoli Omondi, and are debating the Finance Act or supporting it, they are being punished by their political party. But it's okay for the leader, the so-called leader of opposition. And by the way, we need to correct certain misnomers in this country. The official leader of opposition in this country is Opiyo Wandayi. That is the leader of minority in parliament. And that is the official leader of opposition. And that's what was intended in the constitution. So I still want to throw this back to Kenyans. Can we move away from personalities? Who is Raila Odinga? Yes, he's the party leader of ODM. But why are we reducing our country to Ruto, Raila talk?
Okay.